Welcome back to Inside Television and Radio, and we're going to turn it over to Erica Eddy about what she learned this past semester.
Thank you, Hannah. I truly did enjoy my time at KOB. A behind-the-scenes look gave me an insider's perspective on the news. Here's more. My learning experience at KOB revolved around 4 areas: producing a show, remote broadcast, reporting, and online content. Producing a show consisted of deciding the most newsworthy and interesting events of the day and assigning times for them to run. This happened at an editor's meeting. Each daytime reporter created 2 news packages, and each evening reporter created 1 package. The meeting was run by news director Michelle Donaldson. The meeting included anchors and other editorial staff. Along with the reporter's stories, the assignments desk offered story ideas as well. Staff members told details of potential stories to each other, almost as pitches. I shadowed the KOB crew at a remote broadcast at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. I assisted the floor director in finding guests for interviews with anchors. We often had to wing it, finding guests from around the fiesta or relying on Steve Stucker's fame to fill time. Executive producer Nicole San Roman ran the show from inside of a van.
It is so disappointing when we're not able to fly, but there's always something to do. About a bazillion different places to eat. Do you have any good thing to eat?
I shadowed reporter Caleb James on an exclusive interview for the conclusion of an ongoing story. We spent about an hour setting up lighting, props, and camera for the interview. Bobby McDermott was the photographer for this story. He and Caleb work together often and have a close working relationship. For example, Bobby had Caleb check the framing of the shots before the interview, and Caleb asked Bobby if he had ideas or questions after the interview.
Now, KOB Eyewitness News 4 at 6.
Sometimes we tell ourselves something and we tell ourselves the same thing over and over and over, and so we start to believe it.
Off limits. Today, our Caleb James sat down with former APD Sergeant Adam Casaus, who was cleared yesterday of felony reckless driving charges.
And that was for a crash last year in his police SUV that killed 21-year-old Ashley Browder.
Caleb, you covered a lot with Casaus today, didn't you?
Yeah, Tom, it was a long interview, about 30 minutes long today. Casaus talked to me about the jail time he faces for the careless driving verdict that came down yesterday. We talked about what he remembers from the night he hit Lindsay Browder's car, killing her sister Ashley in 2013. I asked him about turning the blame on the victim. Did you feel uncomfortable doing that at all? He still faces up to 90 days in jail. So is he scared to be behind bars? Does he ever want to be a cop again? And the question I've wanted to know, and many people have wanted to know from the very beginning of this trial, has he ever asked Ashley Browder's family if they're doing okay?
All stories are posted online on KOB's website, Twitter feed, and Facebook page every hour. Breaking news is first priority for internet exposure. Stories and packages that are already finished are rewritten for the internet and posted. Stories that are not finished are written by web producers as lead-ins for the story or temporary information until the reporter finishes the story. AP stories are also posted to generate interest on the sites. Mike Anderson works as an assignments editor, a gatekeeper passing on good story ideas. The assignments desk receives tip calls and emails, about 1,000 a day, and also monitors the police scanners.
We just found out the DEA and state police have busted a $1 million pot grow operation in Sandoval County. This grow was near Jemez Springs, north of Gilman Tunnels, right off of New Mexico 485. Now here we have circled for you and pointed out the marijuana plants in the operation. Investigators say they've been following it for nearly a month and found about 1,400 plants. Sandoval County Sheriff says the people working at that operation saw the agents coming today and ran away.
This is Erica Eddy reporting.
Radio and redo. What? All right.
Oh yeah, shake it off. What should I say? And it was very.